Hello and welcome, my friends. It is pretty early on a Saturday, if I'm honest. Let me see what time it is here. Yeah, so it's about 10. It's earlier than my usual video recording, but wanted to come in and just talk about this. I guess it's a kind of a long-standing issue between streaming services, and that is one of availability. So bear with me, stick around. I will talk about some of the selections and options and benefits and some of the negatives that I personally find with my exploring and finding music on streaming services and why I use more than one. And more specifically, I'm going to be talking about Spotify and Qobuz. There's going to be a bit of a sound demo here. It may not be your vibe. It's a little EDM-ish, slow, vibey kind of music, but I want to talk about what I just discovered. I'm browsing on YouTube. I'll get into the topic here. I'm browsing on YouTube on my favorite sort of YouTube channels. This guy right here, Hato, has a channel, and he plays different kinds of music. He'll scroll through and find different artists and whatnot. And this is where the song came from. So I'm listening to his channel, right? I'll press play here. So I'm trying to look for this new song. He plays this new song, and immediately, this is my face as well. 100%. I love the sound. I love the way that this sounds. And I immediately go looking for it. And lo and behold, I'm over here on my list. Not this one, this one. So this is the artist name. And the name of the song that we were looking for is this one. And it's here. It's on Spotify. So I listened to it, but for whatever reason this morning, I'm having some like pops and glitches. I'm using the Topping E30 Mark II DAC, which has got the dual AKM chips in it, and it's feeding into the Topping L70, which is a headphone amp plus XLR outputs, and I'm running the XLR to my Bucart Audio A10 Anniversary Edition self-powered speakers. Normally what I would do is run signal to the Topping to the SMSL, which is a integrated amp, using Infineon chips. They're not the TA35, whatever it is, Texas Instruments chips that a lot of newer stuff is based on. It's actually using Infineon chips from a little while ago. So it's been pretty good, and typically that's connected to my Radiant Acoustics passive speakers, right? So I've got the Radiants and the Bucarts for my two-channel system. The speakers you see in the background are for the home theater, all the way around my room. That's the Monolith by Monoprice. Anyways, just a little bit of ADHD there. Context to my system, if you will. So I search it up on Spotify. That's my normal. I use Spotify because of what I'm about to just talk about. This is the artist display on Spotify. It's got all my playlists visible at the same time. You can collapse this if you wish. Search bar. The way that this is laid out, I've always said that I enjoy the way Spotify uses their UI system, their search algorithms, and their library. The library has this kind of like width to it, meaning I can find stuff like this music. This is the kind of music here I'm going to play. This is a song that I'm going to demo. I don't know if it's going to get blocked or not, but it might. So I can play this one on the Spotify. And then over here, this was my search on Kobuzz. Now the artist, there's no artwork. There's, 6 songs there, including the one that I was talking about on Spotify. This is the same song, Shake It Off. The one I was looking for was this one, Give It To Me. Give It To Me is the one that is featured over here that caused this reaction as we noticed Let me see if I can bring this back a little bit. So that's the one that we were looking for. He's browsing on Spotify as well. So without getting into the copyright of it, I don't want to, I don't want to play too much. But anyways, the point is really I come over to look for the artist. The Spotify's got this sort of artist display songs. It's got the appears on all these others, and then also featuring on other albums, and then other artists that it suggests. So the UI feeds me all that. So we come over to Kobuzz. Now, I will say that automatically, for a lot of the high-res stuff, and for the quality and streaming performance, also the output volume, Kobuzz is better. It is better. It's subjectively and objectively better. It performs better on the computer as a streamer in my setup here. That's essentially what's going on. I won't talk about it in another setting because that's not really the point today. But coming over here looking for this artist, looking for the song, because I was having these pops and glitches from Spotify this morning, I wanted to listen to it over here, but it isn't available. The only one that's available is Shake It Off. That's not the pause button. That's impressive. And so also Qobuz has got these kind of like input-output options here where you can select your output device or output streaming quality from the player, and then you can also select a number of different outputs. So very, very good there. That's much better than what Spotify offers. Spotify will just give you a list of like devices that are connected, but there's no quality difference. The differences in quality are listed somewhere else. So this is really cool on the Kobuzz side that you can actually select that kind of thing from there. But having no, there's not a lot of options for this artist on this thing. There's only 6 songs, whereas on Spotify there's all of these that pop up here. Then you can go down to the discography and you can see that there's lots more albums and lots more songs loaded on this side. Now, I don't know what this is due to. I don't know how artists load their songs to streaming. I don't know what the process is, if it's the labels or independents, or whether, I know that Spotify uses a lot of music and artists and stuff like that. They're not really paying artists a whole lot of the correct amount of money. That's a big issue going on right now, where Kobuzz definitely pays more per streaming to artists. They're more fair to the artists, yet there's less artists in a certain genre or certain types of music, and you can't always find it there. Even though it's better quality, it's more reliable, it has better options. Like, I truly believe in the Kobuzz way, but Spotify's got them beat in a number of ways right now. Spotify Connect still works. Mobile downloads, that still works. I know that you can get Kobuzz on mobile. You can import your songs. You can actually purchase files and have them saved and downloaded, I believe, as well from their store. Spotify, you can't do that. It just in this instance, trying to listen to this song, I wasn't able to find it on Kobuzz. So that's sad to me, because I wanted to hear it at a better quality. So I'll give you a bit of the reason why, and hopefully it doesn't get me copyright blocked. But if you understand what I'm talking about, if you see kind of like the comparisons between one streamer and another here, I don't want it to discourage me from using Kobuzz, but grimy. Clearly, there's a reason why I wanted to have this song in a better quality, as you can tell. Just something I wanted to jump in here. I wanted to talk about, share my thoughts on this experience. This is only one artist, and now I imagine if I go and explore the genre more, I don't know what the percentage of dropouts or unavailable would be for Kobuzz, but it's been pretty consistent, at least with the electronic music. Now, I know that some purists are going to say, while electronic music isn't actually recorded in analog, you don't really need the kind of sound quality, blah, blah, blah. It's very subjective and argumentative for anybody to say that. I want that quality because it actually performs better with the speakers. I get less dropouts and clicks and pops, and it's 32 kilobits, right? Like that's the bit depth, or not the bit depth, but the streaming quality is only 32 MP3 sort of style. It's not even, I'm not even sure that it's 16-bit quality. It's probably just a compressed MP3. Kobuzz definitely has the quality. That's what I want. I mean, why would I subject my Bucarts and my Radiant acoustic speakers to anything less if I had the option? Especially when I'm, like I'm focused listening to it. I want it to perform well. If I'm just playing games or just, messing around in here, then I don't mind. But when I need it, it'd be nice to have it. So anyways, this is my Saturday morning sort of thoughts. I will be doing a videos later on today with the other system, doing a music explorer moment. So a weekly playlist and my release radar. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the format. Typically, I'll run it live. It gets copyright blocked anyway. So my monetizing for the last number of months has been pretty shite, to be honest. Montreal Audio Fest was really amazing in March, but now it's like April into May, and I haven't really done a lot lately this year. Sad. I missed out on Expona. I won't be going to Munich. I didn't get out to Florida in February. I won't be going to Lone Star, the Texas audio show that's going on, I think, this weekend, because this is now May 3rd, I believe. Yeah. So anyways, my content creation and pace has been slow. Trying to get into a groove. I'm trying to split the difference between what's interesting, what is valuable to listen to. I don't want to just post content just to get paid. A lot of creators are doing that because that's their main, that's their main job now. They've gotten so big that they can get paid just by doing their videos and creating. And to be honest, like last week I had a sore throat. I'm still feeling a little bit sick. My nose is stuffed up. I sound nasally today. I've been coughing this morning. So I'm still doing my best. I'm still here. I love the kind of feedback I'm getting in the comments. People asking questions about songs, tracks. I got a number of emails. I have been slowly talking to reps kind of off camera. I want to see what I can do in the future, move forwards with some things. I still have my camera gear to do product photography, to hopefully add some value to people's advertising campaigns, because a lot of the times photos and videos and clips and things like that are just used as advertising to showcase products. And hopefully, if they're done correctly, you don't have as many questions. A lot of customers are concerned with like where it's made, what's the quality, what's the returns, like some of these very important sort of questions I'd like to answer on the channel. On top of, like I said, exploring new music, sharing what I find, and then talking about the experience between the services and maybe what one is good at, the other one maybe not be good at. And they are sort of, in my life, Spotify and Qobuz are symbiote right now. Spotify is my way to find artists and build playlists. Qobuz is a way that I listen to it with intent and joy because of the quality, because I know that it is paying artists more and I can get into it more that way. And I think that means a lot right now. We need to be able to give back to brands that are trying hard to stay afloat. The tariff politics thing has come in now. Artists are trying to make music and still enjoy their lives. They deserve to get paid as well. So we need to be conscious of some of the decisions we're making, not just selfishly, but in longevity terms. I mean, if we don't support what's going on now, none of this stuff is going to be possible in the future. These brands and companies and artists will just stop doing what they're doing. If you don't pay your dues, you don't get the results. And it might be, okay for your short period of time, but what about your kids and your neighbors' kids and other kids? And, the next generation needs some of this stuff too. So we need to think about kind of what's going on here. And it's a competition, but it's like competitive because they both build off of each other and no one is an island, right? So I think that's important. Even Spotify on my Xbox, like that makes it so much easier to just tune in, right? I don't think Qobuz has an app for that. Anyways, that's my experience with this. The song's pretty awesome. It gets real crunchy here at the end. I like some EDM in the morning. I'm sure my neighbors do too. Then the bass is absolutely wild. What do we think of that? Anyways, that's enough for me. Have a great weekend. I'll see all y'all in the future. We'll do a release radar and a weekly playlist. Hopefully you'll join me in the live. Leave me any feedback you want in the comments. Send me an email. Catch me on Instagram, Facebook for photography, product photography, show photography, any kinds of things like that. Interviews I will be happy to host. All right, I'll see everybody in the next one.